Matthews. This is a ridiculous loss. Up 5-1 against the worst team in the National Hockey League. You've got to close it down.
I thought we were just really careless and sloppy with the puck.
Nick Paul, a shorthanded goal with 9 seconds to go in the period.
I said after the second period, it's as bad I felt about a 5-2 lead, probably that I've ever had.
Artem Zub on the breakaway. Zub in, scores!
And then you give up a 4-minute power play with a careless high stick.
Scores! Just as Hyman stepped back on the ice.
We just got a little lackadaisical and they challenged us and we didn't really respond.
Rebound score! Ottawa ties it up.
Credit to them, they were resilient, but everything they got today we gave them.
In comes Dadonov on the breakaway. Dadonov in, scores! The Ottawa Senators come back from 5-1 down to win it 6-5.
We definitely blew this one for sure.
All right, so a colossal collapse or the definition of determination. I guess it all depends on your given perspective. Hey, everybody, welcome to 7-Eleven That's Hockey. I'm Gino Reda alongside Craig Button and Pierre LeBrun. Great to have you guys with us. Craig, the Leafs are still tops in the North Division, 5th best winning percentage in the entire NHL, and you feel last night may have been a bit of a wake-up call for the team.
Yeah, I don't know about a wake-up call. I mean, I think this is a very, very good team. It's a team that has shown a desire and a capability to play a very well-rounded game. Now, save for the last 15 seconds of the second period and the third period and obviously overtime, you know, they weren't very good. They were giving away pucks and fumbling pucks, and they played footloose and fancy free, and that allowed the Senators to get back going. But I don't see any cause for concern. Yes, Sheldon Keefe wants to dial into the details, and he'll be able to remind the players of that. And certainly when they get a lead in their next game, they'll be able to do that. But this is still a very good team, and I don't think that because they lost the game in the manner that they did to the Ottawa Senators on Monday night is any reason. In fact, I think there's zero reason for concern with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
But I will say, Craig, that when you look at the reaction in the marketplace after that collapse, I think it's representative of the enormous pressure that's on this team this year. Again, this is a franchise that hasn't won a playoff series since 2004, and the people running this team have nothing to do with the few generations before that. But my point is, there is so much pressure on this team. Almost anything they do during the regular season won't matter until they get into the playoffs and finally win a series, if not more than one series, to quiet the doubters. I also think that's why it was absolutely brilliant for the GM, Kyle Dubas, to bring in the likes of a Joe Thornton, Wayne Simmons, and Zach Bogosian to sort of have those young superstars on this team assembled with veteran voices that can look at last night and sure, talk about the fact that that can't ever happen again, but also help them turn the page with a calmness that I don't think would have been as natural if those guys weren't in that dressing room. I truly believe that.
Joined again by Craig Button to talk about this. Craig, I acknowledge Toronto Maple Leafs still have a very good record, tops in the division, but after they blow a 5-1 lead to the Sens, a couple of nights after allowing a third period comeback to the Canadians, tempted to say these are still the same old Maple Leafs?
Well, if you've watched me, you can see me throw my hands up in exasperation at some of the previous performance and suggest that once upon a time, it's always the same thing with the Leafs. No. The Leafs are good. I agree with you, Rod. I think they're in a good place. Listen, the game versus Ottawa on Monday night, it was like Halloween for the Ottawa Senators. It was trick or treat, and the Leafs kept throwing out the treats. And you know, when you start playing a game like that and you give away the puck and you're footloose and fancy free, teams are going to take advantage of it. And that's exactly what happened with the Ottawa Senators. Does it give Sheldon Keefe an opportunity to drill down on the details? Certainly it does. But this Toronto Maple Leafs team has shown, in my view, very clearly that they know what it takes to be successful. Last night was just a bump on the road for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
How about John Tavares? Strong start, putting up points. Stats, though, we've seen can be a little bit misleading. Any level of concern in how the Leaf captain is playing right now?
I don't have a level of concern. John Tavares is at a very different stage of his career. And as you adapt to that stage, you know, how you're going to play, how other people are going to value you for your play has to be looked at through a different lens. Auston Matthews and Mitch Marner are the key top-end players on this team. John Tavares, despite being the captain, is no longer at that level of play. But it doesn't mean he's any less valuable. He's going to have to find different ways to perform. He's not an elite point producer any longer. He's not going to get those opportunities like he once did earlier on in his career, but he's still a good player. And how the narrative around him goes with the $11 million salary cap means that he has to accept where he's at. Other people have to accept where he's at. But make no mistake about it, John Tavares is still an important player for this team, albeit in a different way. And I think he's trying to find that different way in light of the emergence of Matthews and Marner as the superstars on the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Well, the Leafs still have a 4-point lead in the North Division, but that troublesome little bump in the road, as you'd call it, that 2-game stretch, they're hoping to correct that when they host the Sens again tomorrow night. Thanks again, Craig.
Sheldon, what did you see after it got to 5-1 that allowed Ottawa to get back in this game and eventually win?
I think what I saw really started before 5-1. I thought we were just really careless and sloppy with the puck. I think it's something that's just been creeping into our game, and I thought that just the nature of the way the game was going, and it wasn't everybody, but I think there was enough guys. It was, we just gave the game to them at a time when they really had nothing happening. They really only got what we gave them.
I think that's a team that's just not going to go away. They work hard the whole game. It doesn't matter what the score is. They're going to keep coming after you wave after wave, and they're going to play their game. And I think we just got a little lackadaisical, and I think they challenged us, and we didn't really respond. When they did get those chances. So we definitely blew this one for sure.
I think the shorthanded goals allowed them back in the game. We were doing a lot of good things, but we just got to be a little bit tighter defensively. But we had our chances to finish that game off. We never did, and with those two shorties that they got, kind of turned the game around.
The goals are one thing, but just how we're playing was just discouraging, and definitely a step back for us. Whether we won the game today or not, I said after the second period, it's as bad I felt about a 5-2 lead probably that I've ever had. We had a talk as a team about cleaning things up for the third period. Thought we were in the right frame of mind, and you give up a shorthanded goal, it makes it tougher than it needs to be.
We're moving on. We're on to the next game. We'll have to regroup and obviously clean some stuff up. But we're playing so much. You got to have a short memory. I think in this league, and especially this season with the games that just come back to back on you. So we got to have a short memory here, learn from it, and move on. We've got these guys 2 more times this week.